Welcome to our next genealogy lesson on FamilySearch. We are going to continue to dive deep into its resources, including the catalog search. That's what we're going to focus on today. For our case study, we're going to be focusing on my grandmother, pictured on the slide, and her birth date. Was she born on November 17th, 1913 in Chicago, Illinois, like my family believes? And so we're going to focus on that and continue some of the research that we've started in our previous lessons. So we had found the record for the birth register, but it did not include a thumbnail of the image on the search results page, but it did indicate that it was a protected digital image available through an affiliated library or the Family History Center. And we can find those locations by doing some searches in FamilySearch. I'm going to skip that because it's easy to find. And we're going to focus on the catalog search today. So we've made note of the film number, the reference ID, and the citation. I just saved all that information to a text document. You can also put it into your research log. But we go to the search tab and we click on catalog. That takes us to the catalog search page. We have some different options here. We could search by location, surname, keyword, film title, but I'm going to search for film. So I click on that option. It brings up the search field and I plug in the film number. It then brings up the list of collections that includes that film number. We just have one result, the Chicago birth registers from 1871 to 1915. If I had already been in the catalog, I can use the fields on the left to do different searches or to refine searches. We're just looking for this one film. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on the film name. That brings up a page that provides a summary of the collection as well as a list of films included in the collection. Now, if the list of films is long and you're having trouble finding the film that you're interested in, you can do a within page search. Just click Control F and it will bring up the search field that you can then plug your film number into. This will look for that series of numbers within the page. I do this a lot of times to either find a particular surname or a film number or a particular date, depending on what I'm scanning through. It does it when it's a text page. It's not going to do it with an image. But I can do that with these lists of films. We find one film number for our one item, the one register. Sometimes there are multiple items within a film, so you're just going to have to read the description to figure out which item is of interest to you and where you have to go within the film once you're looking at it. So we just click on the film, and it takes us to the microfilm itself, but it takes us to image 1. We know by looking at the reference number, it's saying that the image, the record is on page 414. I try that, and yes, it does take us to page 414 on the register. It includes a page out of the S index, including Victoria Smosh. Sometimes you may have to look a couple images before and a couple images after, or if it's not coinciding, because sometimes it doesn't, you may have to look at the certificate number or the birth or the event date, depending on what you're looking for and how the images are organized. With this, we'll notice that there are some items that are in the image that weren't on that index page. The number of children born to this mother, the nativity of the parents, both parents, and the age of the father, and the place of birth. Taken by itself, that doesn't mean much, but as we look at other records, we look at census records, we'll learn that that address is in fact their home. It could have been somebody else's home, but for right now, it's just a piece of information we didn't necessarily have previously. But in the index of the information, there's also information that isn't in the image. The names of the parents aren't listed in this image. There's also a piece that isn't listed either place, the age of the mother. Now, looking at the columns, I would think the age of the mother would exist after the nativity of the mother because that's how the father's information is organized, but it's cut off. That makes me think that there is a second page. In fact, with this microfilm, the next page, the next image, is another list of individuals with the surname that begins with S. So somewhere there is probably a second page that includes the information, what could have been the facing page in the register, but it's not indexed or it's not imaged that way. So there's a second page I need to go and find. So we found the indexed image. We've now found the image, and it's key to then save the image. And you have a couple options with that. When you're in FamilySearch, in the top right, there's images to download the image. It will save it to a place in your computer. I tend to save everything to a downloads folder because I know where it is, and then I can then rename it and copy and paste it into the folder that I need it to be in, whether that's a research folder for the individual, maybe it's a receipt, or maybe it's some other type of record. You can save it to the source box. If I'm not sure that I want to attach it to an individual, or I'm not sure I'm going to need it, I may save it to the source box so that I can find it later. This also lets me collect some items to then come back to them if I need to go to an affiliated library to see the protected digital image. If I know I want to keep it, I can attach it to the FamilySearch family tree. If I've already added that individual, I can attach a record to their profile. I can also print the computer screen. That is only going to show the parts of the document that are showing in the computer screen. It's not going to show anything that falls below it. It's not going to show anything that's cut off by headers. But if you wanted to just save that part, you can print the computer screen. So you have 4 ways to save the image. I would do that. In the research log are your notes for where you found that information, the citation for that image, so that you're not looking at an image weeks from now and wondering where you got it and what it means and how to get back to it. So that's why it's key to keep that research log going. So as a review for some of the different icons that are available on FamilySearch for images, if it's just a camera, it's a digital image that you can look at from home through FamilySearch. If it's a camera with a key, it's a protected digital image that you're going to have to go either to a family history center or an affiliated library to look at. But you don't have to be logged into their account in FamilySearch. You can log into your own account. You're just using their internet access to get access to the image. If it's a camera in front of a computer screen, that means the image is available through an affiliate site, like the Cook County Genealogy site or Find a Grave. It's just available somewhere else. If it's a film canister, it means it's still available on microfilm. And so your first step is to see if that microfilm is available at your local family history center or someplace else that's drivable. If not, you may just have to wait while it gets either indexed and or digitized. It exists, it's out there, but it's just not readily available yet. But they're indexing and digitizing more every day. So putting this lesson into practice. So as you're finding records, if the image isn't right there, you can search for that film number, then view and analyze any image that you have access to, whether it's accessible from home or not. How does that align with the information that was indexed for the record? Is it accurate? Is it complete? Make note of any additional information you find. Save those images and then record what you find so that you can reference it later or go back to it later. Send any questions that you have to me at julie@hayska.org or post them in the comment section, and keep researching.